Hey everyone, Billy Goat. So what we're going to be doing today is I recently made some changes in my system. I've moved my tweeters from my air vents up into my A-pillars. So that changes how they respond. I actually swapped out tweeters too as well. I have some CDT DRT-20 tweeters, which are 3/4 inch silk dome tweeters in my A-pillars. I swapped out my door speakers and I laid deadener all throughout my door. I would say I got almost 100% coverage with CLD in both doors. The metal part, the door cards themselves, the panels, I need to layer them up and get some mass loaded vinyl in there as a decoupler to separate the two of them. Didn't have enough deadener, didn't have any mass loaded vinyl, so I couldn't complete them. So the door cards themselves are uninsulated. But swapped out the speakers on those. Now I have Diamond Audio Hex S 6.0M mid basses in the doors. Beautiful things. I got my new amp wall in. If you've been following my other videos, it's got that in there. I got a breakdown of what's that in there. I also put it in the description what I have. I've got all that wired up. I still have my Kicker RT67s in the back dash. And for my sub, I have a Diamond Audio M612 D4 wired for 2 ohms. I put some blocker plates in the box, which lowers the volume of the box so I can get better, tighter response. In smaller space, bigger space, get more boomy. Smaller space, get more tight. So it's in 1.1 cubic foot net, which includes the sub volume. What we're going to be doing today is going to be doing tuning, because I have to retune all this. I have my Dayton mic set up in my driver's seat, pointed straight at the steering wheel windshield area. It is head height when I'm sitting. We're going to be playing some pink noise, and then once I get the EQ set up, and then I get the level match done, so everything's playing all at the same level, we are going to go in there and you're going to see some of my other secrets that I use, to get the image center. And if you watched my other videos as well, farther back videos of my previous system, I was talking about getting the image up onto the dashboard and up by the windshield. I have it there. I'm going to show you how I got there. Here we go. Okay, here we go, my 2 screens. I had to turn the light off because you can't see the screens with the light on. So we're going to come over here on this screen. This is going to be my Room EQ Wizard screen. This laptop is going to be for my DSP. I have a Helix M4DSP, which is an amplifier and a DSP. So we're going to open that program. And there's my DSP. And connect it. We'll just load whatever because we're going to end up redoing this program anyway. Bring it over here, enlarge it so that I can change things over here. There's no way to get a really good look at both screens without some of the fade out on this one. That's a little bit better. Still not ideal. But so this is my control panel for my DSP. This is my RTA, my real-time analyzer for what the mic is hearing. So again, we're gonna come into preferences. We're gonna make sure that we have our microphone selected. Cal files. Make sure our calibration files are loaded for the mic. They are, which is good. I already checked the ambient decibel level, so that's all set. I don't need to check that. We're just going to go ahead and open up the RTA. And that hit that little square up here in the corner. You see it started this. This is what the mic is hearing right now. So we're going to come over here. We're actually going to load. I had done a baseline if this is the one. Yep, here's my baseline for the new setup. These little orange squares, I can click them and I can control 2 speakers at the same time. If it's just a single orange square, it's just that speaker. We're not going to be linking anything together yet. We're going to be controlling each speaker as it is right now. So what we're going to do, we're going to come right here. We're going to zero out our output levels. We're going to mute everything. And we're going to do our front left tweeter first, because I always start from the left. It's just one of my things. We're going to set the high pass for 2800 hertz. Set that. We're just going to do that really quick. So the tweeter, just so we have an even number. I do have the low passes bypassed on here, so it's going to be a straight shot up to 20 hertz, or 20,000 hertz, 20 kilohertz. All right, we're going to go back to our left front speaker. Remember how I said these are all blank. So this little letter right here is illuminated, this little A. So we're going to do that. What we are going to be listening to today is this pink noise I got from REW, exported as a WAV file, and it is -3 decibel. No, -3 decibel. And its full range is pink noise. So white noise is just static, higher pitched. Pink noise goes everything from 20k kilohertz down to 20 hertz. So we're going to start playing that. Oh, didn't mute the sub. There we go. You can just hear that static in the background. Over here, that. That. Just so we can see what we're doing. We're going to reset the average. Is that one right there? We're going to come over here to smoothing and do it 1/6, just so it's a little easier. Now you see there's a peak right here at 2000. We come to our front left. There's a peak at 2000, which really isn't that bad. We're not going to worry about that right now because that's not the top. We're going to come right here to 5500. Great thing about this is it's got this right here, fine EQ, fine equalizer. I can actually click this kind of there, and then you're going to see I'm going to drop this down, and if you look over here on this side, you're going to see that peak is going to drop down. And I still got this little peak right here. That's at 64, so we're going to bring down 63 over here. And we're just trying to flatten this out a bit. We got another peak right here, 46, so we're going to come to 4K. We'll bump this up a couple. It doesn't need to be exactly on the frequency I'm trying to drop. It just needs to be around there. And then we got another one at 32, so we're going to drop that a little bit. Alright, now this 2K, come down here, this is when we start worrying about that. Drop that down just a skitch. Boom. Alright, so we're going to reset our average, so now it's going to show this. I'm not worrying about this part, we just want to see that little hump right there. Now that we've got that, I'm going to reset again because I'm talking. And then I'm going to save this graph after I set it. I'm going to change the smoothing back to 148. It's because I like raw files, so I can change whatever the smoothing is when I go back to my total analyzer. I just saved my peak, so I just saved that red line. So now we're going to come over here, back to the DSP. We're going to mute the left tweeter. We're going to open up our right tweeter. Reset the average. Now this also shows the previous measurement that was taken along with the current peak. And that is the current, what the mic is reading. So I'm going to kind of go on autopilot. That's the basics for every single speaker that I'm going to do. I'm just going to kind of go on autopilot. So follow along. Individual speakers measured out right there. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to my RTA, mute the subs, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the left front side, and then I'm going to turn on the right front side, and I'm going to take a look at that, and we're going to see how that looks. Okay? So, front left tweeter, front left mid. Remember what I said about the orange boxes? I'm going to tie them together. Actually, I can bring 1.4 down. I'm going to untie them, make sure I'm on my front left midwoofer, and I'm going to bring down 1.4-ish. so I can get that flat line. That's just there. I can't get that out. Left side. Now we're gonna add the sub in. We're gonna see how that sounds, how that looks. High pass on the sub a little bit, so low pass on the sub, and there we go. Actually, I wonder. Now I'm going to take this measurement as well. It doesn't matter if this is 1/6 smoothing or 1/48. It's not part of the tuning, it's just part of letting me know what's balanced. Now, repeat with the right side. That's good. I'm going to bring the gain down on the tweeter a little bit. Now, this part right here, I'm going to tie in my two tweeters, and I'm going to unmute them both, because now we're doing tweeters. Midwoofers, mid bass. Now we're going to do one last measurement. I want to make sure I got that. We're going to do one last measurement with everything on, and that's going to be just a baseline graph. All right. Mute the track. Open my monster because it's 10:30 at night and I had a long day. And this is the only time today that nobody was freaking barking outside or kids screaming or anything like that. So, big important thing, we have to label everything. Otherwise, we have no idea what we're looking at, which is not good. So I'm going to do that real quick. I'm going to move the camera over here so y'all can see. Okay, so we've got everything done over here with this for now. What we got right here is on this side, we have all the readings for the different spots. And I've got them labeled. You can see right there, I got each one labeled. Just like I said, labeling is important. So we're gonna come right here, and so we got my left tweeter, got my right tweeter. You can see they're pretty well level matched. And then both the tweeters summed together, it's right there. So they're like a shade off on the green. That's annoying. But if you look closely, we'll take the left tweeter off just to make it easier. Since the left and right were so close, you can see got a little bit of a boost right there from both of them. And like I said, they're both pretty well matched, level matched. So there you go on that. Then we're going to come over here. We're going to look at left mid and right mid. I can probably drop down between 200 and 400, a little more, to get it on the same level as the right side. Remember, that's the right side. The reason I got all these peaks and stuff like that is just because it is the right side of the car, so it's got to go over the center console. It's a lot more of a distance, so you're going to get distortions and reflections and stuff bouncing off all over the place before it gets to the mic. Whereas my left speaker, which is all pretty well nice and smooth, is right there basically, because it's in my left upper door. So then we're going to see, what do they look like together? Ooh, I got a little peak right there. So I'm going to want to EQ that. I'm going to hear how that sounds. And then I might, got a good decibel boost. Good boost. Look at that. I'm going to hear how this peak right here sounds. That's about 1.1. It's about 1100 hertz. I'm going to see how that sounds. If I don't like how that sounds, I'm going to drop it down on there on the mid basses, the doors. So let's get rid of those. Now let us look at the left side, and where is my, there it is, left side and right side. So yeah, I'm gonna have to, this is my right tweeter in mid bass, my left tweeter in mid bass. Okay, so I got this little drop right here, and then you can see it pretty kind of well does the same thing right here. Same, just up a little bit higher, and you got a little shift right there. So my left side is definitely covering this better. I might need to make some cuts. I don't know. We're gonna see about that. I might just need to drop the gain on the left side a little bit. Like I said, except this one goes down to 150, but around about 200 to 400, I'm gonna need to drop some points out of the EQ on that one. So just for giggles, here's my measurement on the sub. or don't look beyond that line. We're just looking up here. You see, guys, pretty smooth, pretty good. Got a little dip right there, but it's pretty good. Oop, wrong one. Nope, there we go. All right, so we got that. Let's just see what it looks like. Throw the mids in there. We're gonna throw the tweeters in there. And now for the fun part. Let's see what if we summed the left side and the subwoofer together. Okay, on the left side, lost some of that. Let's take the summed mids and tweets out. Let's see what happens. Okay, so that's matching. That's matching. That's pretty good. All right, take out the left side. We're gonna add the right side in the sub. Check right mid. All right, so that's pretty good on there. So the tweeter in there. Lost a little bit. Has some cancellation going on. That's my right tweeter. We'll just do left mid, left tweeter. Take out the right side, put on the left side. On the left side, now remember I got my left mid, my left tweeter. Left mid is the orange, left tweeter is this green right here. And then I got the dark green up here, which is the sub. Got a little boost right here actually in this little range right here. With the summing. Little peak right there, where the crossover point. But it actually follows the line really good. So clear that, and there's all. This is every single speaker playing all at once. Let's do the right side, and then let's right side plus sub, and then let's do left side plus sub. So you can see that summing, I got this big dip right here on the right side. Okay, but when I got them playing together, the microphone actually, left side and right side together, kills that null at 322. And then there's this peak right here, again 1.1. So yeah, if you remember, where was it? There was on that. Yeah, it was on the when the mids were playing together. Got that big peak right there. So I got to drop 1.1. I got to drop that a couple decibel. But all in all, it's not really a bad. It follows. If we go back up here, play left and right, put the left and right mid, then put the tweeter together. That brownish line follows that pattern pretty well, except for that giant peak. What's that? 80. It's almost 5 decibel. Holy cow! So I'm actually going to do that right now. I'm going to go to the mids, put them tied together. It's at 1K. Drop that down on both of them. I just took some decibel out of that, but that's actually a pretty good looking pad, if I do say so myself. Just that is all in there. Look at the mess, big giant spaghetti monster. And that's how you tune using REW. Then just come back, take a look at it, see where you got to make cuts, see where you. I don't like doing additions because it is way too easy to add too much, and that's how people blow speakers, and we don't like blowing speakers. So yeah, I'm probably gonna do it tomorrow. Make the video because it's not so dependent on silence. I'm gonna make the video doing the polarity impulses, which is basically tapping noises, and you just put the tapping noises in the center of your dash. It's really not that complicated. but it makes sure that you measure the distances between your speakers, listen, align, balance, make sure the left side is the same volume as the right side when it hits your ears, and we just make sure it sounds pretty. All right, y'all have a good one.